is the quests in the Crescent Oasis that came from the season of the Nine-Coloured Deer, which for me is arguably one of the best quests of the game, because it started just about the time I started playing last year. And I must admit, I thought that what they did with the season of the Nine-Coloured Deer was going to be reflective. Ooh, I don't have that. Was going to be reflective of other seasons, and of course it hasn't, unfortunately. Just my personal opinion, but I kind of figured that if they'd continued with the kind of theme that you start seeing with some of these, the more, I'm not quite sure what the expression would be. I mean, the Little Prince, I can sort of. I wasn't a fan. I've obviously done the Little Prince quests, or Baron has, and I wasn't a massive fan. One day I'll have to. I don't think Nimue can actually do those quests unaided, but depending on how we proceed on her journey, we may well end up doing those. Is that? That's the Moomin. Is that Alice in Wonderland? No, that's Aurora. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, she can't do the Aurora quest single-handed either. Has to get help for that. But I can tell you in advance that a Wingless can do these quests. Here is the story of the Nine-Coloured Deer. I'm not sure if this is actually based on real folklore. One thing it kind of reminds me of is Princess Mononoke, for reasons I might go into in a minute. Yeah, when I first did this season, I'm not sure I don't remember first time when I did this with Baron. Can't remember if Baron had been. Oh yes, Baron had been through Eden. Yes, she had. Baron's first claim to fame, if you want to call it that, was that after literally just 2 days of playing, she ended up running Eden by mistake, because I had no idea what I was doing. Yeah, this. If anybody's seen Princess Mononoke, one of the underlying features of that anime is Japanese folklore, and there's a deer that plays a prominent role throughout that. So this is what that reminds me of. But this, of course, is at least this region is based, I think, on New Mexico / parts of Arizona. If you go up into, I think there's some parts of Arizona that can look a bit like this. Not necessarily with the sand dunes, but with that layered strata you're seeing there, yeah, there are definitely places like that you can see. Possibly the Painted Desert too. Oh, I don't have that. Side quest, I'm just going to grab the map shrine. Used to be a very useful little bug around the corner in here where you could pick up 200 light, but they fixed it. And I didn't find out about it until after it was patched. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be based on Anasazi folklore or something similar. Certainly one of the peoples who lived in this kind of area were the Anasazi, if memory serves. I really should have looked up the story before I came ahead and did this. I'd be able to give more meaning to it. Oh, thank you for a heart. For half a second there, I thought I was reminded of a story. Hang on. But I'm wrong. I know somebody in the game who I believe is Nahuatl from Mexico. Nahuatl basically means, if I recall, they speak the language of the Aztecs. And there are still descendants of the Aztecs and Mayans in Mexico. I'm not going to say her name, but her name was based on Nahuatl folklore. With apologies for my pronunciation, and I just mixed that up in my mind with the Season of the Nine-Colored Deer. It's not the same story at all. The duality of the crabs in this game can be rather amusing. On the one hand, you're supposed to help this one, and most of the rest of the time, they knock you down and make you lose your light. So my normal plan during these streams, or what's becoming a normal plan, is I'll stream for an hour, take a quick break, and then pretty much continue for another hour. That's about as much as my voice can take, or depending on what we're doing, or depending upon interaction in the chat. I'll probably end up splitting this up into 2 bits. I should have paid attention to where the jellyfish was, but we're going to head for the bubble stream, I think. Yeah, reasonable guess. So yeah, I'll probably end up chopping out the second part of the Invisible Child. That'll become one section, and maybe the brief exploration of the Winter Wonderland, or whatever they're calling it. And then this will have to be its own complete section. I don't really feel like chopping this up into multiple quests, although I did with the Passage Stone quest, but they were interminable. Yeah, throw a little tantrum. Probably won't help. That wasn't quite the emote I was looking for. Yeah, hang on a second, I'm just typing a note out to a friend. Oh, what did I have to do? Oh, I had to go see the manta, didn't I? Yeah. You just want to pick up the crab and take it along. A couple of the things that occurred to me about the story, and pretty much did from the start, and I think they're fairly obvious to everybody. It's not just the benevolence of the nine-coloured deer. It's willingness to sacrifice itself. I mean, because that's basically what it's doing. It's sacrificing itself. Tell you what, it does feel weird streaming in the afternoon like this, because I'm normally streaming at 9 AM in the morning. But the reason I didn't this morning was I had to go and do my last minute food shopping for Christmas. And I had to get into town fairly early so it wouldn't be crammed full of people. Yeah, I'm afraid for a Wingless, these series of quests are relatively straightforward. They're not much different, whether you have wings or not. But it's part of her journey. I have to admit, Nimue being that short makes for a somewhat better companion for the deer than some of the taller ones. Nimue does look more like a child than if you're playing somebody who is nearer to maximum height. Now, the interesting thing here for me is I think we're departing from the inspiration of the Anasazi. I'm by no means sure. I haven't looked it up. But the villager there seemed to be wearing a turban. So I'm wondering if there's also influence here from the Indian subcontinent. I mean, it's interesting that they would set up the layout to be sort of New Mexico, Arizona, and then some of the story, yeah, kind of feels more like Indian subcontinent, complete with the lotus. I really should have looked it up, but I mean, I'm assuming that's a lotus. It looks a bit like a lotus. And again, we've got the sacrifice. And you have to wonder if the deer knew that that promise wouldn't be kept. Oops, spoilers. Again here you've got that sort of mixture. This doesn't look Anasazi. At least I don't think it does. But they've got this whole built into the cliff thing going, which is very much an element of that region of New Mexico and Arizona. Ha! It's kind of funny, but that's actually pretty much Baron's mask and dress. Trying to remember, there is, I think, a similar kind of story in Greek mythology. Is it Greek mythology? Can't remember what it is. Okay. I'm going to take a quick break. And as per usual, I shall switch off the camera for this. I'm just going to wait for this particular scene to end. And I'll be back in a couple of minutes.